when you're on leave, those first few days, you can't do anything, you're just too tired. You mainly see people, friends, family, or people say, hey, you're a missionary, tell us something. And then they listen for 5 minutes, and then they start talking themselves about school, of their children, and about the road to school that is dangerous. You should know. Be glad that there are still roads left. In the Congo there's nothing, no roads, and the roads that are still there are full of holes, potholes, mud. You get stuck so often. And then you're glad that there's a village nearby and that there are locals. They come and help you out. Or you just give them a bit of a tip afterwards. Until you start realizing that the biggest potholes are always near the villages, and that these people are always rather quickly arriving with their tools to help. Anyway, what would you do? They're coping, just like I'm coping, here, on my leave, or there. But there's different. Wars. 6 wars they've had during my lifetime. In 1960 I was born, and Congo got their independence from Belgium. Then followed by the rebellions of Mulele in 64, then Schramme and Mobutu in the 70s and 80s, and then the genocide in 94. We really felt that. And then the strikes from Rwanda in 96 and 98, and in Goma it's still going on. I lost count. It must be more than 6. I live and eat with these people. They've organized themselves. They have no choice. Each village is surviving, and they're trying to reach out to their neighboring communities. And I visit them, and I'm part of it. It's so heartwarming. They tell me how they manage. They tell me how they take care of each other and each other's children as much as they can. They live. Chosen when we were in our 20s, and that's crucial. You choose and you know what you want, and you direct your life in such a way that you achieve that. When you choose, all is clear. And still there are moments of crisis. Of course there are doubts, but then you have to choose again. Reconfirm, like a plane ticket. They were with 10, 15 men. We knew they would come. We were on the floor and they were shooting. We had seen everything and we talked about it. So we knew they would come as a warning. And we survived. Barely, but we did. We had seen everything. And we lived with it, but we had to talk about it. Then we didn't have a choice. We had seen too much. Darkness, black as the night. The man with the bucket. Seen. The jeep driving into a group of people, then reversing and doing it again and again. Seen. The man with the bucket. Seen. The women, thousands and thousands of women, taken, abducted, raped by 5, 6, 7 men for hours in front of their husbands who are bleeding to death, in front of their children. Seen. The man with the bucket in a refugee camp, and in that bucket, eyes. Only eyes. Blood, tears, eyes. We've seen everything, and we talked about it. And they knew. We knew they would come. But we have chosen. You shouldn't be afraid to choose. You shouldn't be afraid to be afraid. You shouldn't be afraid to be alone. In the end, every person is alone. Even in Africa. But they cope together, laughing and joking. There are things in life that you never ever, never expect to happen. But still, you have to be prepared for it.